Okay. Yeah, man. Okay, so it's cool. So I don't know who was around for the first one, who's in. I am Spec, um, and I have a new album that just came out, and so you probably know about that. This is Young Life.
How you doing?
This is my son, my oldest son, and he's also a rapper. He's been on my last two albums, absolutely spitting. Can y'all see the resemblance?
I'm trying to spit. No.
No, he's spitting. So we look alike. So that's that. So, but anyway, Derek, how do they ask a question?
Yeah. So all they have to do is on any platform, any social platform, you can just go hashtag vacancy2, and we will see it.
Hashtag vacancy
and
two.
so we can take your questions live. And
So they can tweet a question and then hashtag vacancy two.
What was that?
So they can tweet a question and hashtag vacancy two.
Yeah, Instagram,
Or they can-
Facebook, Google Plus.
Facebook, anything hashtag vacancy two.
Yes.
All right. So try it. Let's see if it's working. So anything that I hashtag, I can tweet something right now and vacancy two, and it should come up.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. All right. Y'all can ask anything. Let's see what's going on. So let's see. All right, I'm gonna tag this. Let me see. And vacancy two. Let's see if it works. All right, so I just tweeted something. Let me know if it comes up.
Okay.
That was cool. So that's good. It's good. I know somebody asked me earlier today, so I can start off with answering a question that somebody wanted to know already. Which is Derek, just interrupt me when you get that test question.
Okay.
Let me know that that's the way. Also, you guys, if you want to, you can do any social media and just like go on my IG or go on my Twitter and just you add Spec House if you want. If you want to add Spec House me, if the other thing isn't working. So let me know, Eric, if that's working. So somebody wanted to know, did you really work with Jay-Z, and did you really work with like all the secular artists that you say on your album? And so the answer is yes. Was I friends with any of people? No, I wasn't friends with any of them. I've never actually met Jay-Z, but I worked on a couple songs that he was on Black Market Records. So if you know anything about my records, Vacancy 2, anything, I'm always talking about Black Market Records. And I had an internship with them. They were like the big label in Northern California. You guys know anything about Brother Lynch and Mr. Doctor and Keith the Sneak, and there's a few of Mozzie is signed with them now, and E Mozzie is signed with them right now. So it's like Black Market Records is like the Northern California thing. And when I was coming up and producing, that was my main employer, and I was a producer for Black Market. So anything that came through there, any feature, I got to work on. So that's how I got a little Flip credit. I got a DJ Screw credit. I worked on the whole DJ Screw record before DJ Screw passed. Jay-Z and 50 Cent and and then all the gangster rappers. So you know how that goes. So shout out to anybody in the Bay Area, all the Northern Cali regulars, everybody who was out there and is now in the kingdom and now serving God. So that's I'm going to forget everybody, but all the people I came up with, that's Q-Heem, the Redeem, that's B Fade, that's Foreign, that's Jay White, that's man, y'all know who you are. Lee Majors, you know what I'm saying? All y'all. So you guys saw all that when I was doing both. So it's cool to be here now. Did that hashtag come through, Derek?
Not yet. I'm pulling it up. My internet's a little slow with broadcast going on.
The internet's a little slow. So yeah, if y'all want, y'all can just shoot me a question and just at me. And that way, just at Spec House. And that way I could just get it like that. So it's cool. So let's see.
So Spec, why don't we talk about the album? Because this album's quite a bit different.
Yeah.
That people are not going to be used to what they're hearing, you know. And
Right.
so tell us the concept.
Okay, cool. So this album, Back of the Bus, it actually has a lot of concepts. The original concept was I put out Vacancy, and Vacancy did really well. And I was on a couple tours, and I wasn't through saying what I had to say. So the tour was with uh, Five, and I mean, just a whole bunch of talented artists. If you look at the advertisement, it says The Bus, featuring The Bus. That's everybody that was on the tour or affiliated with the tour. Like everybody that even did one date, we got them on the album. So that was everybody. And I mean, we were on the bus, and there were long 8-hour, 10-hour, strips. And I just was thinking, I had a lot of time to think and had more to say. So I actually recorded that album on the bus. So I had beats, and I would listen to the beats, and then right in the back of the bus while we were rolling, 70, 80 miles an hour, I was just in the back, with the microphone, and I was recording the record. So if you listen to the record, everything that you hear, you're going to hear people talking in the background. You're going to hear the wheels creaking. You're going to hear the fender rattling, jokes being cracked in the background. But the whole record was done anyway. And I mean, I thought about re-recording it, but I started to, and it didn't come out right. It wasn't good at all. And so we just decided to, you know what? Let's just put it out. Let's keep the rawness. Let's keep the energy. And so that was the first concept why it was called The Back of the Bus, because the whole record was recorded just in the back of the tour RV while it's rolling, and we kept all that audio. So it's a really, really dope experience. The other reason why I call it The Back of the Bus is because it's a Rosa Parks analogy. Like the whole record is a Rosa Parks analogy, but it's dealing with Christians. So if you look at the cover looks really, really, weird and odd. You see all these giants in the faith. You see Spurgeon and Martin Luther and Martin Luther King and Billy Graham. They're all on the front of the cover with me. And I just make this analogy, and I can put it simply as, we're really, really focused right now on social issues. Like the social climate is very, very tense. But it seems like there's very little energy being put on the same type of oppression that Christianity goes under. So somebody, oppresses Christianity and takes, bans school prayer in school, and there's no riots, there's no internet flooding. Even in the churches, nobody really mentions it. So it seems like we're putting, the things that really are not extremely important, or the things that we want people not to notice, like race or creed or background, all those differences, like we're putting at the top, because it seems like that's the cool thing to fight right now. It's a cool thing to do, and it's relevant. It's something we need to stand up for, something we need to fight for. But when it comes to the thing that's most important, which is the attack on Christianity, which is attack on our freedom to worship our God, and our God in particular, the Christian God, because there are no legislations moving forward trying to, ban other religions or take other religions out. It's an attack specifically on Christianity, and it seems like it's not important to us. So that's why I call it The Back of the Bus, because it's almost like we fought, all these giants in the faith fought so hard to get us to the forefront and to allow us to finally worship free and finally be free to promote our God in a free country. And then we're okay kind of going to the back of the bus when it comes to Christianity, but we're fighting for everything else. So I unpack that, and I really get into it and doing some creative ways. But it's about taking a stand for Christianity ultimately. Man, I'm gonna play you a little song. So I'm gonna play a song until unless you got another question, man. I want to play the song.
No, let's roll with that right now.
All right, cool. This song is called Good Samaritan or Back of the Bus, and it's actually like the main track on the record. So we'll listen to it real quick. And give me 1 second to bring that up. For some reason, it's not letting me find it. Here we go. Sorry, I wasn't even about to play it because I didn't even know we were going to get into all that, but we are. So here we go. That's just because man, what was Merchant saying? What was Martin Luther saying? I ain't talking Martin Luther King. But what about Martin Luther King? And what about Billy Graham? Respect. Go on, get your money on. You ain't gotta preach, you know. Just go on, do the money songs. Forget about the persecution and fight never been through. And that's new. Put the cap on the Christian message. This is no ever do you. Man, I'm thinking Martin Luther King. Instead of taking God out of my verses. But even the civil rights movement was birthed out of the churches. Nah, this Rosa Parks is metaphor ain't perfect. But we stay in the black. And it's making me nervous. The giants in the faith about to get us to the forefront. And we just smile, grab the mic and tell a whole lot of yes. Look, that's just because inheritance. I'm just a good Samaritan. That's not enough to carry them. I'm on cover set. So, back in the bus, back in the back of the bus. Oh, writing this music for us, trying to put me out in the front. Oh, how they gon' give up the sun if they don't hear it from us? Cause if it don't matter at all, then I might as well just fade the black in the back of the bus. Y'all get that? Cause if it don't matter at all, then I might as well just fade the black in the back of the bus. Cause if it don't matter at all, then my life just didn't mean nothing. Shout out to Jay Drastic. Jay Drastic on them keys. You know what, dude? What y'all thinking? What would Peter say? What would Paul and Silas say? And we sound like Pontius Pilate, man. Washing our hands like that, man. What about Jesus Christ, man? Respect. God, get your money, man. You ain't gotta preach, man. Just gonna do that money dance. Nah, man. This smoking box is metaphor ain't perfect. But we counted like God. And not question our purpose. The giants in the faith come out and getting us to the forefront. And we just smile, grab the mic and tell the whole audience, look, I'm just a good Samaritan. That's just because Samaritans. That's not enough to carry them. And I won't cover set. No, back in the bus, back in the bus. Oh, back in this music for us, trying to get God in the front. Oh, how can they hear about this if they don't hear from us? Oh, cause if it don't matter at all, then I might as well just stay the back in the back of the bus. Cause if it don't matter at all, then I might as well just stay the back in the back of the bus. If it don't matter at all, then my life didn't mean nothing. Okay, so yeah. I don't know if you could hear any of that, but that's kind of like what the concept is about, and kind of an explanation of what I mean. It's like nothing else is going to matter. So everything that we're fighting for now, which is all valid, is things we need to be fighting for, or things that we need to be standing up for. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is Christ. The only thing that's eternal is your faith. And we following in the footsteps of all those people, and I only mentioned a few, but there's been millions of just people standing and being martyred and dying and standing and on what would they say? What would they say if they say, we appreciate what you've done in the past, but we're going to make a decision that we're not going to really fight for faith. We're not going to fight for anything. We're just going to just put Christ in the background and just do our thing and be us. And hopefully people will see it. But the Bible says that, how they know if you don't hear, you have to preach the gospel. You have to preach the gospel. So anyway, that's that. Anything else you want to guide this conversation to, Derek?
Yeah, well, in addition to some of these other themes, and we should talk about some of the other songs too, because I know you hit on some pretty heavy stuff on the album,
Yeah.
But let's talk about this concept of like just going raw and not even mixing the record. Like,
okay, so that's a dope concept. So, man, So as we were listening to it, and as I was listening to it, every we captured something. I captured something in the back of the bus. So it was crazy. Like I don't know if it's because I had to be quiet, so I was like, or the microphone was really close, or it was just the ambience, or a natural reverb, or whatever was captured in the back with like the original balance of the beats. It was magical. It was beautiful. So at first I was going to mix it and send it off to get it mixed. I always do that. But every time I tried to do something to it, it lost something. So, just made a decision to be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it like this. Let people hear in this state, So it's a very, very polished demo right now. Everything hits, it sounds good, but it's really, really raw. And I just wanted them to be there with me. I get a lot of responses from the album, and they said, man, I'm there with you. The album is wonderful, and I could feel and hear where you were, your thought process. Another thing I didn't do is I didn't do any rewrites. So I would listen to the beat, and I would just have my phone, and I would just write down anything that came to my mind. I would just freestyle over the beat or do gibberish, and I write down anything that came to my mind, and I didn't do any rewrites. And I even didn't do any re-records. So some of the stuff is jumbled, some of the stuff you can't quite understand, but the concepts are there. But it's it's a very new concept, and it's raw. I don't know. For the next one, I might record the whole album on an airplane. I don't know, because this worked really, really. it worked really, really well. No, I'm not going to do that. The next record is going to be polished. But I wanted to give an experience, and honestly, I was thinking about not putting it out or just kind of having it, but I sent it to a distributor and a couple of the people that listened to it, and they were like, "Yo, this is amazing. The world needs to hear this." So we decided to put it out. The sales went good. We charted, in a time period where everybody's streaming. My last album did really well, but there was no streaming on Apple. Nobody's really streaming. Now everything is streaming. And album sales, we still made it into the top 20. We debuted top 20 on iTunes and Amazon. So it still went well. People are loving it. So, praise God for that.
Yeah. Now, how raw did you go? Like, did you use EQ? Did you use compression? Like, how far did you push that line to keep it raw?
All right. So that's some technical stuff. So in the technical side of things, for any techies out there, yeah, EQ, compression. So for instance, try to give a quick example. So that when you record a vocal, you got to record it in the vocal booth. You know what I'm saying? So you won't get outside sounds. So you won't have a low woof. So you capture exactly what you want to capture. You don't have reflection. So I didn't do any of that. I recorded in a very open space in the back of the bus with sounds and people around. I EQ'd that vocal, but I didn't filter anything else out. And I just used a lot of compression to kind of get it tight. But no, I didn't. I used EQ, and I put I put verb on it, but I didn't do any filtering. So it's not the demo. I made it sonically good to listen to, so you could turn it up in a car and beautiful. But I didn't do any rewrites. I didn't do any relays. I didn't send it off to get mixed like I usually do. But I did some EQing and compression just to get it listenable. So for a techie, that's kind of, you should know exactly what that kind of means.
Got it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason why I asked that is because if you're a real producing geek, that's kind of the holy grail, is to be able to produce an album with no EQ, no compression, no anything.
Right.
And
yeah.
The producer for Dinah Krall, the jazz artist, when she came out with her debut album, he actually won a Grammy for producing her record because he used no EQ, no compression. He literally put mics in a room and pushed the record button, and boom, he got a Grammy for technical, a technical achievement.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. But in today's day and age with hip hop, you can't do that. There's no way you could do that trying to I'm gonna just do this, and the vocal and the 808 they'll be fine. They'll be fine. That's so no, we didn't do that, but raw as far as no re-record, and raw as far as no as far as We didn't do it in a vocal booth. We didn't go and clean anything up like that. There's pops on there and everything else. We didn't clean anything else up like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that's good.
And then tell us a
go
little
ahead.
about your beat production. Did you have any certain kind of approach or things you wanted to avoid in terms of beat selection or instruments you were using for beats or?
Oh, that's dope. No, not at all. So I have a co-producer. His name is Jay Drastic. Shout out to Drastic, Dreezy. He sends, ideas all the time. So he'll send me ideas for tracks, and he'll send me tracks. And they're not done. They're not finished. But hold on a second. No. I got a couple people checking in. Got a couple questions over here, so I'll ask them in a second. But we're talking about beats. Okay, so a beat would come in, and I'd be in the back of the bus, or we'd be like in a hotel, or the show would just be over. I put in the headphones, and if I felt it, I just start writing. So this record is super eclectic because I just use every type of beat. And then we used everybody that's on the tour. So for instance, I'm sitting there and I got a beat and I wrote to it, and then Tal, which is a Tal X, y'all need to follow this dude. He's the best spoken word artist, writer. He's amazing. Tal X. He was there and I let him listen to, he was like, what are you doing back there? We're on a bus. We're like on this 8-hour trip. And I was like, oh man, I'm writing. It's like, you're doing an album. Dylan Chase, Jay Monty, same thing. They were like, you're doing a record? I was like, yeah, y'all can listen. And then Tal was like, I got something for that. I could write something to that. And he wrote. And so the next day on the bus, he recorded in the back of the bus. He recorded his part. Same thing with, there was a stop that Chrissy Lang was on the West Coast. And I was just like, hey, sing this real quick. Do this real quick. And it was like just backstage. There was another thing like that Jay Monty, Dylan Chase, 5, DJ Overcomer. We were all in the bus. And man, it was like I needed some shouts and some screams. And so I was like, hold on, you guys go over here. Everybody shout and say this and say, hey, and say do that, so we produce all that's in there, just super organic, you know what I'm saying? Mike Real, I recorded his verse in just a hotel room. We hung a blanket up and we recorded that verse. And even for my son, like while I was on the road, Young Life, I was like, dude, I got a record that I think would be dope. I want you on. And he was like, okay, so I'll record it when you get home. And I was like, nah, right now I have to record and produce the whole thing. So I called him and I sent him to, where I sent him to? The studio downtown? Sent him to the studio downtown Sacramento, and he recorded it and the engineer sent it and I dropped it in right there among everything else. So the whole record was done, produced, thought out. Yeah, just in the flow of stuff, in the flow. So, did I even answer your question?
Yeah, you totally answered it.
I was having a great time actually doing that. But yeah, it was dope. It was dope. So that's cool. Shout out to some people who just checked in here with me. So Parade, what's up, Parade? Perseus, Low, man. I'm gonna take a second out to just be like, y'all don't sleep on this, my new group Parade. So what is it? Love the Parade. They're at Love the Parade. Their album is dropping within the next 30 days. I'm not gonna tell you when, but it's dropping. And oh my gosh, you guys have no idea. It's phenomenal. I'm not even gonna tell you who's on it. There's some special people on it, special names on it. It's just phenomenal. So shout out to Parade. And again, at Love the Parade. That's dope. Actually, I'm just gonna go through everybody who needs to. Young Life, this dude, his EP is being worked on right now. I can't tell you too much about it, but it's amazing. What's it called?
And
what was the EP called?
what EP?
Your EP. He doesn't know.
No, it's called Zero Period.
It's called Zero Period. Go tell him a little bit about it.
Zero Period. I can definitely say that an EP or even an album like this has never been done in Christian music before. As you know, I'm 18 and I actually just graduated from high school, so I can't tell you too much about it. just know
Not too much.
just know it has not been done before. I plan for it to be, and I pray for it to be very revolutionary. I'm not like I don't like to consider myself like most artists, and I don't think I am, but just know it's gonna be something crazy. It hasn't been done before. It's gonna be something
He's
crazy.
like all artists. I think there's nobody like him, but this is actually really going to be dope. Then another surprise EP that is done, that is coming out. Chrissy Lane's EP it's done, you guys. I can't even tell you who's on it, but it's dope, and you're gonna see that within the next 30 to 45 days. Also, DJ Overcomer. I don't know if you on here, but there's something special coming from DJ Overcomer. Shout out to the best DJ in Christian music. I said it, and I know I'm a DJ, and I DJ all over the world, and I'm gonna say it. This dude is, when I grow up, I want to DJ like DJ Overcomer. He's amazing, and we got something special coming out there too. So I think I covered it. I got a couple. I think I covered it for now. I think I covered everything I want to do. Oh no, dang, nope, can't do it. A couple special announcements, can't do it. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to go do some shameless plugs, so that's good. What you got, Derek?
All right, let me bring myself back in the picture here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to remind everybody to hashtag vacancy2 if you want to ask questions. So some people are probably joining us here in the last few minutes or whatever. So if you have any questions for Spec, as you guys know or may not know, Spec has been the producing genius behind Flame, V-Rose, Five, countless other artists. So he's a humble guy, and he's definitely been bringing a lot of fire to the industry, and he's got a lot of wisdom, street smarts, also technical know-how, how to produce albums, and so now's your chance to hit him up. This is a very, very rare chance to send questions in. Hashtag vacancy2, the number 2. So,
Okay.
all right. Do we want to hit another song?
Yeah, I can hit another song. I also got the question that I advertised. Two people hit me. Were like, "How do I get a record deal?" Everybody wants to know how to get a record deal, but I'm going to tell you exactly how to get a record deal. I'm going to play a little bit of this. Everybody knows my single, so I don't really need to play the single. Everybody's heard "Ballad." That's already out. Everybody's already heard "Trill." Everybody's already heard. What's this other one? My one more song, of course. I'm gonna do this Banner. I'm gonna do Banner. Yeah, I'm gonna do Banner. Actually, you know what? No. You know what? I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do Trill Ones. I'm gonna do another one in a second, but I'm gonna do this one. It's called Trill Ones. So this song is like, well, y'all get it. But I love this record. It's the next single to come out.
Nobody else. Since I can't trust no one, nobody else. Yeah. We the only real ones in the world. And we the only real ones, I swear. I can tell you everything, you gon' tell the same. You gon' tell the story, so the drill is the only one I need to get out. Feel like I'm only got in the bag. Wavy with the team, California. Ladies and 49ers with drops and cruise liners. Go being driven by criminals from two colors. Plus, women gon' dig it with white and blue colors. Prostitutes on new levels, all with you coming. Men and women both sitting to get them new dollars. And I done seen a girl set up a dude for $2. So never trust a desperate. That's a rule. And everything that shine like diamonds ain't a jewel. And if you tell someone a secret, consider it so. That's why I can't trust a person. I just trust the Lord. Man, feel like I'm on a yacht in the bay. Single up for the eagle Lord day. And they don't understand it like anything what he say. Let's keep this language between strokes. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Since I can't trust no one, nobody else. Yeah. We the only real ones in the world. Cheat on the trail, looks like a slut. And I'm telling you, I'm this. Promise you the treasure, the only one to do it.
All right,
Ad-lib time.
ad-lib time.
I can't help it. Oh, I am.
Okay. All right, thank you. No, don't make my song better. I'll sing that much. It's just because you can sing. That's good. All right, before I go into my rant, Derek, do you have a couple other things before I answer this question and go into my Kanye rant? This is gonna be great.
No, I don't have anything right now.
All right, this is a great Kanye rant. All right, this is what I advertise. All right, so I'm going to take this time, especially since it's being recorded, to take this time on this platform to answer a question, which is, how do I get a record deal? First of all, so many people ask me this question, and I understand your pain. I understand that you think a record deal means you level up and there's money and there's fame, and that's the answer. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is what a record deal is, and then I'm going to tell you how to get what I explained that it is. So I'm actually going to post this later, and maybe Jam the Hype will post this section. And this is kind of what's going on. So first of all, a record deal is not making it. It's not the know-all, end-all making it. It's a partnership. It's like an investment. So a record deal, a record company is an investor. They don't look at you and say, oh my gosh, you're the next big talent. I want to support your talent. I love you're so talented. They say, this has the potential to make money, and it's flowing well right now. So if we put what we know into it, our money, our resources, our knowledge, then it'll make more money, and we all will make money. And that's what it is. So it's a partnership. It's an investment partnership. So when you're saying, I want a record deal, what you're really saying is, I want an investor that specializes in music. Just feel that. When you say that, I know it's like that it lowers what you think a record deal is, because you're thinking, oh my gosh, concerts. You're not going to do a tour unless the record company thinks it's going to be successful in selling more records and support their investment. Like, they don't care if you tour or not. You're not going to get to visit the iTunes headquarters, or they're not going to pay for a big banner on iTunes or to get you in a playlist unless the record company thinks and calculates that it's going to end up making them more money in album sales and other things. So a record deal is dope if you're looking for an investor, but you can find your own investor and then find a great manager or a management team that knows how to put that to use. And that's record deal. Now, there are glass ceilings, and the more and higher you get, you need record companies to get through those glass ceilings. And that's so frustrating. But for starting artists, here we go. This is how to get a record deal for starting artists. Okay, let me first tell you what not to do. I know you think there's a such thing as an overnight success. There's no such thing as an overnight success. So I know everybody hears about Tori Kelly, and she's sitting on the side of the road and she's just playing her guitar, and somebody comes by and swoops her up and thinks she's amazing, and then she just makes it and gets a record deal. But that's like not how that happened at all. Like, Tori Kelly wrote songs for people. So she got in the industry by writing songs and got attention, and then she would sing on the street. But that's a better story. The not so good story is, oh, Tori Kelly came and she, wrote some songs and got some placement. She knows some people. They got songs to some people, and then, she eventually got the deal because she was there. They were like, oh, you're writing songs anyway. You're plugged in. That's not a good story. Or even Justin Bieber. He performed on Star Search one day, and then he got discovered by Usher. And Justin Timberlake and Usher were in a bidding war, and it just happened overnight. Like, I know that sounds good, but that's not what happened either. Like, Justin Bieber and his mom, they were doing shows every single week. They were doing every show, every talent show, every Star Search, everything they could. And they got discovered by Scooter Braun. And Scooter Braun is just a management genius. And so Scooter Braun invested into them, right? Got them a radio tour, hooked them up with a great producer, made calls. So all I'm trying to say is, If you think that you're just going to go and sing somewhere on the street, like that, a record company doesn't respect that. They have a million people that can sing. They have a million people that can rap amazingly. They can get any time. You have to have the ability to build relationships and work with the team. That's what's going to get you a record deal. I'm going to explain it. I'm only going to take less than 5 more minutes to explain this whole thing. But I'm trying to set it up. You have to have the ability to get a team and work with others and build relationships so you can keep your momentum. That's how it is. So you're an artist, right? You're just one artist. Your job is to create a product that somebody can believe in and get behind. So you create a demo. You don't create a demo to sell the demo. You don't create a mixtape to sell a mixtape. You do it for exposure to get people to say, huh, I should manage that person. I should support that person. I should bring that person out. You're starting to build interest in people and try to build a team. Eventually, if you do well enough and you do a good enough product and you're intriguing enough and you're an interestingly enough artist and all these things happen, you'll get a manager or a producer to come alongside and say, you know what? I'm going to give you a management deal or I'm going to give you a production deal. All that is saying, I want to partner with you because I think that if I do what I do and you do what you do, we will make money and we will be successful together. And, that's not to say that, in Christian music, it's important that you roll with God. God is going to tell you exactly who to hook up with. But that's what's happened with every artist that I've ever worked with. Like, there's a divine appointment, but we look at each other and we're like, wow, this could work together. And so as a starting artist, your job is to attract the attention of a manager or a producer or a production company or a management company or a marketing company. You have to attract the attention of a team, start to get a team established, people that can speak for you, make calls for you, specialize in other stuff besides art. You guys build a bigger product, and then you start to get maybe a small boutique label interested in you that's willing to invest and use their connections. And all three of you guys start working together, and then you bring in an advertising agency or a marketing director or somebody. You keep building your team and building your relationships, and you all continue to grow. And then you get a smaller record deal, and then y'all get an even bigger record deal when you continue to build the buzz. So again, I'm going to unpack this a little more, in some future stuff, but this is how to do it. Your job is not to try to punk a record label into signing you. That usually doesn't work. I know even LL Cool J is the only example of somebody I know who ran past the guard, ran up into Def Jam offices, and started rapping for Russell Simmons, and he got a deal. But in the current security, I don't think that'll work.
No, you get shot.
You get shot.
Like immediately.
I think you legitimately get shot.
They don't do headlines anymore. They just shoot people.
Yeah. So what you want to do, what you guys want to try to do is you want to try to attract attention of team members and keep building the team. So if I had to say it in one sentence, somebody was like, I want to do music, I sing, I rap, what should I do? I would say, get demos together and continue to try to do good music till you get the attention of a manager or a producer that has some experience, and you guys keep building your experience to keep building your team till you grow. And that's not an overnight success. Those are the people that stay in the game, because I'm going to tell you, a record label is going to sign you. They're going to look at numbers, and if those numbers don't look good, they're going to move on to the next 4 people that they have lined up. But if your team is strong, then your team can keep moving, and the record company is like, oh yeah, you guys already did this. You guys already have everything. Yeah, let's put it out. Let's do it. You will never get shelved if you have a team, because you guys keep moving, and a label and other people are saying, oh, yeah, they're doing it anyway. This is easy. Instead of making it hard for them, instead of, what most people think, I got signed, and they sit there and say, all right, record company, make me a star. This doesn't happen. So anyway, all right, Derek, what you got?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, and maybe a little elaboration on that, because record labels now within the streaming age are really more about building a brand as a merch company and as a booking agency.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
streaming revenue just isn't anything.
Right.
So like making records and selling records, like those days are gone.
Right.
And so now it's just about commanding more for your performances.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, honestly, an artist is going to make 100% of their legitimate money on the road. They're going to make it in honorariums or fees from the tour and then their store. So it goes like this. Every artist is a store and you promote your brand. So you're not Ralph Lauren, you're not Polo, you know what I'm saying? You're not Yeezy, you are the artist and you brand your stuff, you brand your merch. And any artist that's successful will tell you, they'll be like, where do you make it? They'll just cut you off. Where do you make money? Merch. No, you don't even know. Where do you make merch? Your merch game has to be that. That's where you have a store. You have a store. You have a store that you can put up. You have a table and people come to the store. So there are a lot of stores in the mall. I know you work in the mall. If you have 300 people come into your store a day, it's a decent day on a weekday. Yeah. So you're talking about at a show, you have a table, you have a store. If you could build up excitement on stage, you have 300 people come into your store. It's not a department store. It's like a pop-up store. And you make your money and you sell stuff. So it's about building a brand and then building other opportunities as well. But yeah, that's where it is. Your music is like an advertisement or a brand builder. Is that what you're trying to say, Derek?
Yeah, totally. You nailed it. I mean, we all just have to think about it's a pop-up store. When you go on tour, you're just setting up shop temporarily for half a day or 4 hours or whatever,
Whatever it is.
And you attract your crowd, get everybody out to buy your stuff. I mean, it could be a CD. I mean, even if, an album, vinyl, whatever, a T-shirt. And in today's world, they're all equivalent. It's not about album sales anymore.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this opportunity to plug my new series. Every Thursday around this time, I'm going to start doing, and I might do it with Jam the Hype. We should talk about this, but I'm gonna start doing this kind of thing. I'm gonna start giving game and start answering questions, taking questions, just giving game, and whether it be on how to produce or how to build your team or how to manage or tips on a simple way to get your album sounding right or how to use a compressor or how to make a great song. Because I think the kingdom needs this. Like the kingdom needs not just people just promoting an album, but giving away knowledge and trying to help and assist. So I think that's important.
Yeah. So let's talk about more of the album.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's crazy. So I don't know what you're getting. I don't even know if the hashtag thing is working, but I'm getting like texts and I'm getting tweets over here. And yeah, but we're just going. So I'm going to text the tweets, and it's just crazy how much love we're getting for this record right now. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, it's beautiful. So people are just hitting and saying, "Man, thank you for." And I'm not going to say who these people are, but I'm gonna just read a couple because I'm going to play some more stuff. We can talk about it. I think I'm going to play Young Life's verse next, so you guys can hear him flow. But I'm going to just read a couple of the things that I got. It just warmed my heart. People are just, watching the stream and just sending me stuff. Somebody just said, "What's up?"
I like that.
Oh, this is dope. Okay, first okay, hold on. Okay, this is dope.
I like that.
Let me just answer Paul Martinez. Paul Martinez, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Paul Martinez says, how did you meet Young Light? So obviously he didn't tune in. He didn't tune in the beginning. Young Life, first of all, he's super dope. He's talented. He is next as far as rapper. He got fire. His metaphor game is amazing. I met him. So he was begging for change. Honestly, I met him. No, for real. He was begging for change down the street at Kohl's, and I mean we live. I'm in a decent area, so this is the place to beg. He was begging for change, and he was wearing the same thing he's wearing right now.
Oh wow!
And I picked him up and said, you know what? I'm going to feed you. And then like at the table, he said, I can't give you any money to pay for this meal, but I can give you my poetry. And he rapped me a verse, and I signed him on the spot. So that's how I met Young Life. So thank you, Paul Martinez, for tuning in. I'm going to get to some of these other war. I was playing. This is my son. So this is my first son. It's my oldest son, Young Life or Lamont Blackshire II. But if you say that out loud, we'll have to kill you. So just go with Spec and Young Life. But yeah, this is my son.
You wanted 16 bars.
It's good. Yeah, you can pay for 16 bars. Oh no. We're gonna listen to your thing, and I can let you spit something real talk. I'm gonna read this too.
Tune in.
Because this is the to me, I can play songs and I can promote my album, but this is like the best promotion that I can do is just read what other people said. It says, "Hey bro, I just wanted to tell you, your album is a masterpiece. Your album is one of a kind. The pain, the struggle, the tiredness, the excitement, the fun, the crazy, the stressing, missing home, and so much more. It's all came through in this album. Every time I hear the song Long Road Home, it hits me hard and tears run down my face because the struggle is real. But we made it home. Never forget the tour. Love you, man. Super proud of you." That, you know, like that's just that is what it is. So we got a few more online. I'll read a couple more right after the song as we go. But it's just stuff like that. Like that lets me know, you know, it's blessing people and it's coming through. Like what happened on the road is coming through, that life and the thoughts that it made. Because you can go crazy. Like honestly, if you can think being around 10 people and not having a break, you know what I'm saying, for a month, over a month, like that it weighs on you. So you start thinking differently. And so these are the thoughts that came from there, really dark, really, really passionate. So I'm going to play this song called Kelly Taught Me. I'm not going to play no, you know what? No, I'm going to play Nothing Realer. Nothing Realer, because I want you guys to hear, Young Life spit real quick. This is dope. That's me.
And I was playing keys, cause it's the past that fit through roads. And my ego prevented me. So say what I know. I can't no save me. Tell me a new song.
I see mama jump higher when she saw that rap. He was on that road. He don't get greasy in that. Rapping on Cali crazy. Granddaddy carry shots. Jump through the looking glass. You took the risk, but only found the treasure cat. A lot of people take the risk, only find it's less than that. The Alice found my clutch. She must have had a lot of faith in fact. You have to and saw holes in shirts and the head was broken. His or her shirt was bleached. You felt that mouth for clothes. But with everything, they explained what you didn't know. It's 2017 and these things are in if you didn't know. Alice fell out through the glass and stand here if it didn't show you. Dollars to the death of us, not a fault that we didn't know. I'm at the KSR eating shrimp and crab till I overdose. So ignorance is shining. Don't ever think that it doesn't show. So hard to believe that a black man can have a little dog. I made my hair tangled so that they know how I let it show.
I know they didn't get all that. We don't really get hurt people, hurt people, hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people.
So this is creative. We run the same verse again, but he sings it. So you can hear that.
Man, for the people.
But this is me. This is me. You don't sing. This is me.
I was playing keys. I guess the past that through the world. We go. Get it in. So what I know. Think I can't save me.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
I see mama jump higher when she saw that rap. He was on that road. Don't get greasy in that. Recommend on Cali crazy. Granddaddy carry gas. Jump through the looking glass. You took the risk, but only found the catch a cat. A lot of people take the risk, only found the lust and that. But I found my flesh. He must have had a lot of faith in fact. You have doing some hoes and shirts and my baby's brown. Isn't her shirt was bleaching for enough clothes? But the therapist to explain what you didn't know. 2017 and these things are in it you didn't know. Alice still goes through the glass and staying in it. You didn't show McDonald's to the death of us, not a fault that we didn't know. At the GSR eating shrimp and crab till I overdose. Your ignorance is shining, don't ever think that it doesn't show. So hard to believe that a black man can have a little dog. I made my head tangled so that you let it go.
Hey. Okay, so that's what y'all get there. Yeah. For all you hip hop lovers. And Bobby, what's up, Bobby? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about Bobby. It's my best friend from childhood. He's with me from the beginning. And that's his favorite song. And he loves it. And he actually knew him from when he was actually a baby. And so he can't believe that that's happening. So what's up, Bobby? Man, I just wanted to mention a couple more that I got. Somebody said, come to Uganda.
Wow.
So that's cool.
Where is that?
Hello. I can't pronounce your name, but it says come to Uganda. So we're going to try to make that happen. I'm going to name this name Mike Real. So my boy Mike Real, just saying, you know, the pure artistic talent. And he says, Spec, you got the glow. So he talks again about the album. So thank you so much. Mike Real killed his verse on this record too. So that's great. So anyway, yeah, you got anything else, Derek? I can get in a couple of other these questions. You good?
Oh, I had to bring my mic back. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, you good.
Well, anyway, yeah. So, speaking of songs and favorite songs, do you have a favorite song that you've ever produced? Like, not just this album. Is there a song that you're just particularly proud of that you go,
okay,
that really encompasses me and encompasses what I'm about? What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, first of all, that's really hard. Because what song? What's your favorite?
My favorite. It was from The Passion. It was from The Passion.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Okay. If you ask me my favorite song, that's true. Favorite song that I've ever done it's a song called The Passion. It's called The Passion, and it's a song that really like got me to where I was. You know, and it's just a song about Jesus' death and resurrection. It's just I don't even say I in the whole song. Just a song about the Passion, those 3 days before and the resurrection. That's an amazing song, but you wouldn't know that. My favorite like big song that I've ever produced is Surrender. So Derek, you're familiar with Surrender, Derek, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Flame featuring V Rose.
Yeah.
So okay, so that song, that was like the reason I love it is because first of all, I wrote it when I was at like probably one of my lowest points production. Like I had just given up producing gangster rap, which is where a lot of my money came from. Shout out to Hitworks and Kendrick for letting me produce Christian music and gangster music in his smoky studio. That was a dark time, but it was, you know, I given it up. The Lord told me, don't do it anymore. I was at a low time, and I actually thought I'd probably never, you know, produce professionally again. I was barely selling beats, and I was, but I was like, Lord, I have peace. You know, at the end of, I don't even know if he remembers, but I say it, but I have a witness now. So he's here towards the end of my Black Market days, even though I was still a good boy and a Christian boy. Like I think it was his birthday. Lorenzo, I was not supposed to say his name. I hope he's not watching. But I mean, I was say it, but like, it was a not cool dude that like ran up and crashed the whole thing, and all but kidnapped me. And it was getting crazy. I'm just gonna stop it at that point, just in case he's out right now. But it was crazy, and so I was at a very low point, and I wrote that song, and just and actually, V and I wrote it together, and then Flame wrote it too. But I was just like, it's okay. I surrender. Whatever happens, I totally surrender, God. I'm not going to try to push my own agenda. And it was really special. I wrote it, and actually that was my song. So I originally kind of wrote it. And when Flame heard it, and that's a long story. And, he's like, he wanted it. And I was like, gladly. And of course he wrote all his own stuff. So I don't write for Flame, but, it was an honor, that was Flame's first single on Clear Sight. So I can name a whole bunch of stuff God did, but like God connected me with Clear Sight and immediately like just took me up. I was flying all over the place, and you know what I'm saying? And then my career was just amazing right from the beginning. And God, when I surrendered and I wrote that song Surrender, put it out, that was one of Flame's biggest singles ever, besides Joyful Noise. Biggest single on Clear Sight. And, God immediately showed me, like, when you surrender to me, I got you. This is the plan. And it was amazing. So that song was really special to me. It did so much, and it was like a turning point in my life. And it was God proving to me, like, I still got you. This is what I created you for, but so it was, to answer your question, it was good?
That was excellent.
All right. Excellent. All right, good. 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 Yeah, so that's probably favorite. Now, I'll tell you this too. I had a crew of people around me, and that song was so big, it was produced like a major song. Like I had just come out of the secular, market where we produce with huge budgets. So I produced that song like I produced a huge budget. I got this person to do the strings. I arranged it. Then I did this beat. Then I got a live guitar. Then I got the drums to be redone. Then I sent the drums out to get redone. Then at the end, I didn't like the drums at all. So after Flame laid his stuff, I sent the drums again to get redone. And the person that redid the drums double crossed me. And so I didn't know where he was because he like stole a whole bunch of stuff from me. So then I had to get the drums redone. Like there's 3 different drum programmers, but we put that song together, and then God was in it, and it blew up. It was beautiful. I've gotten robbed so many times. I've gotten robbed. I've gotten robbed at gunpoint so many times. I need to stop smiling. That's what it is. I smile too much, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
I think if you're in the music industry for any amount of time, you run into your fair share of crooks.
Hey, bro, I'm not to expound on that a lot, but yeah, you run into crooks.
He's light skinned, wears skinny jeans, and got bleached hair.
Yeah,
and smiles at everybody he sees. I
might kind of look the part. It's like this dude is not gonna do anything if we rob him. He's just gonna give it up. So it's cool. But yeah, you do run into share of crooks. And, in the industry itself, it's a love-hate relationship because it's like it gives me a platform to do what I do, but then they're so closed-minded that it's just like it frustrates me to no end. So, that's a love-hate relationship, itself. So if there's any industry people watching, I'm frustrated with you, but mess with me because we can still do some business and work something out. But it's good. That's good, man. So that's cool. It's like 18. Let's go 10 more minutes. If you want to go a couple more minutes, Derek, are you
sure?
straight?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. Yeah. So no. We good. It's 2 H's. It's just too much. Okay. So let's see which question I'm gonna answer here. Okay, how did you meet Flame? All right, I get this question all the time. How did you meet Flame? This is how it happened. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of tech. Are we back on? We good?
You're good.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of texts and everything. Just said, hey, we lost you. So we back. But we also gonna answer a couple more questions, and then and that's cool. So I was in the middle of doing the story. How did I meet Flame? I know it sounds unreal, but this is actually really what happened. So I was at the Grammy Awards in 2009. So Flame wasn't with Cross Movement anymore, and he was just studying. But All World Redeemed got nominated for a Grammy Award, so he was there at the Grammy Awards. And my boy Sequent, I was assistant youth pastor at that time at a church in Sacramento, and one of my young dudes, Sequent, had been talking to Flame. So let me say this. Never, no matter how big you get, don't stop discipling people, because this was so cool how this happened, because Flame was discipling and just talking to and helping Sequent figure some things out. And so he knew him, and Flame got his single and found his producer through discipling this dude, which he didn't have to take the time out to do, but he did. And shout out to Flame, Clearside Music. Y'all really gave me my shot, gave my chance. I know it was, God, but God used them and they were obedient. And I'll forever be grateful to them, to Flame and Crystal, for that opportunity. So if you're watching or if you know them,
Uh-oh, we lost him again. Okay, hang on a sec. We'll still be right back. Let me put that. I'm going to put up the album cover. All right, hang on. We're back with Spec. Just wrapping up here.
Cool.
Saying final.
Yeah, we'll finish it. So, so what I was saying is just talking about never stop discipling, and that Flame. You know what I'm saying? He's so epic because he was a huge artist. This dude is selling 30, 40, 50,000 units, and he's taking the time to disciple a young person, and that young person is who ended up bringing me and introducing me at the Grammy Awards, because Flame took the time to come downstairs at the Hollywood Hotel on the night before the Grammys and sit and talk for 4 hours with just a young dude that he was just trying to pour into. And I happened to be there driving him, and we were in LA, and all this happened. 2 years later, I was working with a person that some people might know, V Rose. Everybody, if you know me, of course, you know her more than me. But he needed a hook on a single. I produced that single. It was called Surrender, and the rest is history. So it was beautiful. But, Flame, obedient, and, there's more to the story. But, we met already. Then when we met again in Sacramento, he saw V Rose sing, and I was managing her and producing her at the time, and he was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Q-Heem, actually. Shout out to Q-Heem the Redeemed. If you watch it, Redeemed." Exactly. So, he was there, and Flame and Q-Heem were good friends, and he was like, "Who's that?" He was like, "Oh, that's V Rose. That's Spec's artist." And he was like, "Spec, the same Spec I met in LA." And he was like, "Yeah." So we already had a rapport, and it just happened from there. So that's kind of how that happened. But again, going back to what I was saying before, I was ready because I had already built something. So I already had a production company. I already had songs ready to go. I had demos ready to go. I had a couple artists I was already developing. So it wasn't just it was just a discovery. I met Flame, and then he listened to the beats, and it happened. Even like Kanye, with Jay-Z, where he says, he let Jay-Z listen to the beats. He had been producing for major artists for 4 or 5 years in Chicago before that. You have to be prepared. You have to keep moving yourself, and then eventually somebody will pick up where your momentum is going. But anyway, so that's a question that happened. If you don't have a question, Derek, somebody just tweeted Young Life a question, unless you have
go
one.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Somebody tweet you?
Yeah. They said, "What's it like working with Spec in the studio?"
It's chaotic.
Oh yeah.
I'm a slave driver. I don't give him no leeway because he's my son. Actually, I whip him in the lab.
No. It's been said a lot of times though. It has been said a lot of times. I don't get any leeway. Yes, at home I have the power to get beat, but in the studio I'm another artist. I take it just as serious as anybody else does, and it's chaotic. It actually is chaotic because he's more. I'm 18 and he's still jumping around and doing whatever he does, whatever, whenever in the studio. Yeah, see, so it's. I mean, it's always fun. It's always fun if if you want to, if you're a fun person, you want to have fun while you're recording. Exactly. Yeah.
Holla at me. Holla at me and get your single. Holla at me and get your single. But honestly, I'm just as hard with it when I'm in the lab because I know what this industry is about, and I know that they will eat you up, and I know that there are so many trolls, and you're going to have fans and you're going to have trolls. So I try to prepare him for both and help him shore up his theology as he's progressing and let him do what he wants to do, and he doesn't get any leeway. And also the studio is not as constantly fun and turn up as you think. There's a lot of writing and sitting there and droning on. So
it's not like Empire where they just go in and spit the dopest 16 you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
Dressed in Versace and all this extra. No, we go in sweats.
Yes, we're comfortable.
We go in sweat, and it's a process of writing, thinking, creativity, and it's.
The studio is not like Empire.
Empire
is not the real experience. So but it's good. But anybody who does want to go into it, teamspechouse.com. Teamspechouse.com is the site, and if you're aspiring and you want a good single, you want a upper level experience, just go ahead teamspechouse.com and hit me up. I'd love to work with you. There is a budget situation involved, which might be a barrier, but I work with anybody, So I just want to increase the kingdom. I want to increase the quality of the kingdom. I want to do my part. I did so much promotion and quality for, I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but, gangster rap, the devil's music. I did soundtracks to smoking drugs and fornicating and beating people up and toting guns and murder and cooking up crack. Like I did the soundtrack, quality soundtrack work for other artists for that. And now I want to put the same energy into creating the soundtrack for the gospel, the soundtrack for right, the soundtrack for Christ. It is coming back. So that's what I want to do. I want to just stay working. So I work with anybody who's furthering God's name. We'll find a dope, creative way to make it happen. So so that's that. So cool. I think we'll take one more and that'll be it. We'll stop right there at the end at a situation. So we good. Unless you got anything, Derek. You got anything?
No,
you
man,
straight?
go for it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. No. Okay, good. Oh yeah. I see exactly where it works. Okay, perfect. So we're good. All right. The last question I'm gonna ask is answer, and I'm gonna choose this one just because on my way out, I want to give some plugs. So I'm gonna choose what's next. So I think the person was asking, like, what's next after you get a deal, like from an earlier rant. But I'm going to use it to say, I'm going to answer that question, and then I'm going to say, what's next for Spec House? And I'm going to interpret it my own way because you didn't finish the question. So, but for the first question, what's next? You never stop. You never stop grinding like you did when you first started. So my mentor in LA, Al Hollingsworth, if anybody is watching from Vertical Leap in Ontario, California, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people in Sacramento have gone to Vertical Leap. If you haven't, look up Vertical Leap, Ontario, California. It's a seminar that will change your life. I make everybody in Spec House go to it. But he's one of my mentors, and he is a multi-millionaire, and he's an amazing Christian businessman. But he said, the way that you start something is the way that you have to continue it. So if you start off half doing it, you're going to continue half doing it. It's not going to be quality. And if you start off grinding super hard with a passion and love for music, and then you get a record deal, and then you lay off the grind and lay off the passion, lay off the music, then the career is going to change. The path is going to change. Somebody's either going to take over your vision or the vision is going to be lost. So no matter what, keep grinding. Keep the team that you started with, unless they're acting up. And sometimes, but try to keep the team that you started with. As long as they're with the vision and they don't change it, it's the same, and keep grinding hard. Get past all the little things, because again, we're in the Christian side of things, we're in the positive side of things, we're in the good side of things. So we don't need to kill each other and murder each other and slight each other when the problems happen. And then last thing, what's next for Spec? At Spec House, next year we have 5 projects coming out. All of them fire, all of them fire. So I'll also be doing a project, and I talk about my passport, because I didn't have my passport. I was going to be really transparent. I was a dumb youth, and I did some stuff, and it forbade me from getting my passport, but I'm at my passport. So this year I will be in, if the Lord says the same, Africa, Australia, London, England, Paris, Canada, and Bermuda. What?
Where the dude say? Where you need to go?
I'm not going to Uganda.
Yeah.
I know he asked me to go to. I'm not going to Uganda. I'm sorry. That's not in the plan.
He's going to Uganda.
I think you want to go, man. It's a really dope place.
Derek, Uganda's not in the plan. I just talked to God, and God told me that Uganda's not in the plan. So I don't argue with God. But for the dude who's watching that's from Uganda, I'm sure you have a beautiful country. I'm sure everything is amazing. Maybe you could come up to, I know we're going to be in Kenya. Maybe you could come up. I don't know how close that is, Kenya. But
I don't know where Uganda is.
I don't know where Uganda is.
Derek, have you been to
Africa's
Uganda?
big, man.
Have you been to Africa, Derek?
Not yet. I hope to go.
Not yet.
My wife and my daughter have been to Uganda. So if they've
really?
been, you can go.
Okay, yeah, hey, I'm with it. I'll just send them again. But I know I'll be traveling a lot, so that's going to influence some stuff. I'll be starting my series every Thursday. I'm just going to be giving rants, you know what I'm saying? And they'll be very informational, but with a kingdom, twist. I don't like to just say kingdom because that's anything, but with a Christian worldview. Christian angle with everything that I do. So even if I'm talking about how to properly EQ your voice and know your own voice for your EQ, it'll be with a Christian worldview. So that series is going to start. Projects coming out this year, already done, ready. Parade, you're not ready. Parade is coming out. So be ready for that. Young Liffy, YL, Liffy, his EP.
Young Liffy.
Liffy's coming out. You're not ready for that. Chrissy Lane coming out. You're not ready. Already done. It's going to be phenomenal. We don't have any Christian R&B artists right now. No female Christian R&B that sound like this. You're not ready. All right. DJ Overcomer and I have a project coming out. I can't tell you what it is, but it's amazing. And then I have a huge announcement to make, but I can't tell you what it is, but it's a huge announcement. And I will be doing another project this summer. So, so that's what we got going on. 5 projects, another Flame project, another Mike Real project. I'm working on the Truth project right now. So those 3 projects are really big, the Truth, Mike Real, Flame. And I think, I'm just working on a lot of other projects. Just finished a song with Jay. So Jay's back doing some stuff. So all is well. So that's good. So, yeah. Any other questions? Any other things before we sign out?
Yeah, we just had one last question about touring. What makes a great tour?
People make a great tour? No, promotion, right? Derek, do you agree? Promotion?
Yeah, well, even more specifically, the promoters you're working with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what makes a great tour? The lineup has to be dope, but some of the tightest tours I've ever been on or been a part of have not had huge A-list artists. It's the way that it's promoted. It's the chemistry of the tour and the way that it's portrayed. So for instance, like right now, I know there's a dope tour going on with I think it's my boy Arise and Seven and Bizzle. And, that particular tour, I think Huheem is on a few dates, but the tour is specifically geared to the hood. And I forgot what the tour is called, but y'all can look up those artists and see on those pages. And Seven and Huheem are like two of my three favorite rappers ever, just so you know. Huheem the Redeem and Seven, who's rolling with Bizzle right now. But they geared their tour to their target audience. So everything that they say, everything that they do, the flyer, the artwork is geared to them, and then they promote ahead. And they stick with it for a long time. They don't just promote for a week and then get out on tour. They really build up and do a good promotion. So working with a lot of promoters, making sure the word's out. See, this is something else. You get into something else that I'm going to tell on my Thursday thing. Michael Jackson could come back from the dead right now. Michael Jackson come back from the dead and do a concert next door to your house. But if a promoter hasn't told you about it, you will miss it. So it doesn't matter the size of the artist. It matters that you get the word out. As a matter of fact, Michael Jackson just performed next door yesterday, and I missed him. He had bad promotion. It happens. So anyway.
Where he at now?
Well, he went back to the grave. Work with a great promoter, and work with a great. That's so funny. Somebody just texted me and said Amaya's cameo was great. So if you saw a person in pink walk into the screen to look out the window because the police were outside. The police were about Johnny Law. That was my daughter Amaya that got in there. So yeah, the person who just hit me and said Amaya's cameo was great. She's great. Thank you for that.
That's how we feel about this.
That's good. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. But anyway, promotion and marketing. Oh yeah, I'll leave you with this too. A lot of people say like, I want to do a whole album. So I'm not going to tell you how much I charge to do a whole album, but it's a lot of money. I tell people, why don't you do one or two singles and then put the other thousands into marketing and promotion so people know that the song, so you don't release a whole album and nobody knows about it. So again, touring, releasing your art, anything, marketing, promotion. You should at least spend the same amount of money marketing and promoting as you do on the product, at least. I just leave you with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, man. Derek.
Okay.
Everybody, for Derek Coyne of Jam the Hype, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Derek Coyne of Jam the Hype. Wonderful. Wonderful. You did a great job. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Well, thanks for appearing on Jam the Hype.
Absolutely. And I think you're going to get this edited up, and you can send it to me edited up. We'll post it later for some of the gyms and stuff. But this is great. Buy Vacancy, or up here. Vacancy 2. Buy the album or stream it. But if you really love me, you're going to buy it. You've heard it. You've heard some stuff, and it's dope. And help me make it special. So thank you. And thank you, Jam the Hype, for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going to re-air this, I think, on Facebook Live, too. Maybe we can do that tomorrow night.
Perfect. That's perfect. I'll promote it, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
So thanks again,
All right.
Spec. Young Live.
No problem.
Looking
Thank you,
forward
everybody who tuned in. Love y'all. All right. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.